Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back, y'all, with a brand new review for The Never Ever Mets, Season 2, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. Listen, I want to say this about somebody's son. I know this is not about somebody's son. This is about the Never Ever Mets and whatnot. But, y'all, I can't get into it. I'm sorry. I even wrote down my notes for episode 3, and the most that I got out of it is they went and did some paintball, talking about it had to do with communication. It gave nothing. Then we were introduced to a new man who acted like he didn't even know his mama. I was like, do you know this woman? And then he said that he didn't live with her since he was 8 years old, and they've been apart for 20 plus years. So the mama really don't know her son, and it seems like he really don't like his mama. And that pretty much was episode 3. Now, if I happen to see episode 4 and think it's something that I want to talk about, then I will review it. But, yeah, somebody's son is giving absolutely nothing. Now let's get into this. When the episode first opens up, it's the next morning. So Charlie is in there FaceTiming them children, okay, trying to make sure the baby is okay and whatnot. So she's in there FaceTiming her daughter and her mom to check on the baby. The way in which that my mama would not watch my son for me to chase behind this man, baby, please. She would be like, girl, you better come get this baby. She crying all up and through the night and whatnot. You need to come get this baby. So she did her FaceTime, make sure the baby was okay. Then she goes out to talk to Jared. She's telling him that she's homesick. Here he go. You want to go home? I mean, we can chunk up the deuces. She's like, no, I want to follow through with what I've been doing. But, you better be worth it. And ain't. He ain't worth a damn. Girl, this man is a joke. Talking about he can't wait to get the babies together so they can touch like infinity stones. Let me say this. Whoever this child's mother is, I will be pissed. Okay? You will not use my baby to have a damn play date. Absolutely not. And baby, he couldn't wait to suggest that they go home. Girl, if that wasn't a glaring red flag, I don't know what is. Over on the other side of the house in the kitchen, Irvin is talking about Alicia. With all due respect, Irvin, shut it up. All you do is talk about her. All you do is talk negatively about this woman. Now, I get she can be a lot, but my God, she rarely ever speaks on him. It's only when they have interactions that she speaks about him. But he likes to go around the whole entire house and speak bad about this woman. It's really cringy. So she's in the kitchen. She's about to make some tea. Brandon comes in and offers her an apology, because he had said something to her the other day and she accepts it. Now Irvin is annoyed with that too. Now I feel like that was very big of Brandon and he didn't have to apologize, but he did. So I appreciated that. So he pulls her outside. He's like, you want to go for a walk? He pulls her outside to basically tell her that the buck stops here. They are not compatible and he's ready to go home and she ain't ready to love. Now she agreed with him. Okay. She was like, yeah, you're right. And she said a little something. Then he starts going on and on about, I could name several reasons why this wouldn't work. And then he starts to tell her that he got a call from his ex out of the blue. And he felt like it was God. Okay. That was sending him a sign, letting him know something. And that he feels like his ex is the type of woman that has the emotional intelligence that he wants. Sir, you are a weirdo. Now, I know that might be an unpopular opinion because I know the people feel the way that they feel about Alicia, but absolutely not. You are a weirdo. If you want to leave, then leave. Go. But there is no reason that you have to add extra sauce on it. That just don't make no sense to me. And I feel like that was a jerk move. Then to bring up your ex, that was to add insult to injury. And that was weird as well. That was a weird flex. Sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. Then for you to admit that you just wanted a reaction out of her, I was like, what a loser. But you know what? A lot of times men just say things to get reactions out of women, but they don't admit it. So I guess I have to give you a half a point for admitting the fact that you were poking the bear to try to get a reaction out of her. But my thing is this: you're trying to create this narrative about Alicia and trying to upset her by saying certain things that you know will trigger her. If you want to be done, then be done. Now, she graciously accepted it. But then he tells her, well, you know what? I feel like we can be friends, but yeah, I don't want to be your friend. Who cares? Get lost. Beat it. Okay, beat it. So she gets up, she walks off, and he's still going. And I feel like she was right when she called him toxic, because that interaction right there was very, very toxic. And I don't care what nobody say. So he goes inside the house, honey, because he still has to get this off his chest, honey. He got to get this off his dreads. He goes in the kitchen, still dogging her out, saying how awful she is and how she speaks to people. And then he starts telling this story. He's like, yeah, because, you know, before I left, my ex called me. And I was like, well, so why the hell are you calling me? Oh, wait a minute. No. She didn't call me. She had liked a picture of me and my sister. Okay, so outside, you said she called you. Now, all of a sudden, she liked a picture right before you left to come on this show. Sir, just say you feel like you can spin the block. Now you ready to go. Because all those unnecessary tears and talking down on this woman is very unnecessary. It's very uncalled for. And it's just ridiculous. And how you make up a response to a non-existent phone call, that tells me you got something loose up there. He really was like, and then I answered the phone and I was like, what you want? And then 2 seconds later, no. She didn't call me. Yeah, because you know she going to see this episode and be like, when did I call you? Sir, I like the picture. Don't flatter yourself, bud. Moving forward. So then he starts crying, right? Now, while he's doing all of this and, you know, downstairs playing the victim, she walks in. Now, I have to say this. I am actually happy that they ended things because both of them know how to get on my nerves. Okay? They know how to get on my nerves. But as the episodes progressed, more so him. And I just don't understand why you couldn't just cut ties and move on. All that other stuff made you look silly. And then the way you threw God in the mix, sir, G-O-D is tied. Okay, he is tied. He was not trying to tell you nothing about that ex except that here's a like. Okay, I liked your picture and that's because of your sister. So she's telling them that she's leaving and she's not going to allow herself to be in a toxic relationship. And she walks off. Okay, attitude and walk off. So baby, she walks off and whatnot. So he's still talking. And all the men are laughing at him instead of with him. Jared gets up and he walks away. He kind of like has his head in his hands and Cinco is walking with him. And, you know, they laughing at the situation because it's giving emotionally unstable. That's what it's giving. So they're laughing at him. But y'all, when Irvin walked in that room, oh my God. When Irvin walked in that room and he looked at Jared, he said, sorry for making you cry, man. Jared said, and scene. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Jared said, it's okay, man. I'll be all right. Baby, when I tell you I cackle so loudly, sir, you don't give a damn. What are you talking about? This man really thought that he had Jared crying. And you know, Jared don't do nothing but lie. That's Jared. You know, he don't do nothing but lie, child. So he just sitting up there looking, talking about, I'm going to be all right. Baby, they had me in tears. That was so funny to me. I said, this right here is a sketch comedy. Not sorry to make you cry. Sir, he's not crying about you and Alicia. He don't give a damn. Honey, he barely like the girl he cracked open or whatever he said, child. But the way that they had those car services ready to roll, I said, baby, they ready to get them out of here. They cannot wait to get rid of Alicia and Irvin. Okay? Because that was quick as hell. I said, oh, they ready to go. In the next scene in the house, Jared is over there asking, I think it was Britt, who's going to go home next. And Britt said, I think maybe Kiki and Brandon, or it could be me and Ty. Okay, if he don't get himself together. And basically, she said Ty was putting on the Ritz on the phone, but in person, it's giving nothing. So then Jared was like, well, do you think he likes you? Now, I actually loved her answer to this question because it was real. She said, I think he wants to sleep with me, but I don't think he actually likes me. And I was like, you know what? That is a word. Many men will bed you, but they might not like you. And it's so ironic that she's saying this to Jared because I feel like those are his exact sentiments as it pertains to Charlie. You want to sleep with her, but I don't think you like her, especially not all them kids. As soon as you found out she had a secret kid, then it was too much. But when you were coming with the secret kid, which everybody seems to just brush on past, then it's fine. Okay. So then after all that, the other couples go to an improv class because now we've gotten rid of Alicia and Irvin. So they get to the class. The instructor is giving them a trust exercise to do. They have to walk to the edge of the stage and know that the others will not let them fall. Child, they ain't never ever met each other and they don't know each other like that. I would be like, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out. But maybe that's just me. Now, everybody is doing the exercise except Alexis and her wig. She gonna tell me, I got trust issues. Well, baby, what she say that for? That rubbed Chris the wrong way. He was like, I can't believe she said she got no trust issues. I don't know why she would say that. I got trust issues with your whole relationship because it's giving fake. It's giving false. It's giving a lie. Okay, so you and her talking, child, just be quiet. Moving forward. Now, 3 couples are going to be put on stage and they have to come up with this true crime story. Next was a listening exercise. They have to start the next sentence with the last letter of the person's previous sentence. Let's just say I said the cat ran down the street. Street ends with a T, so the person's next sentence has to start with a T. So, yeah, that's how they had to do it. And I mean, I felt like it was a cute class. They had a good time. A lot of them don't listen well, and it showed. But I think it was cute, and it seems like everyone was enjoying themselves, and it was really lighthearted. So I appreciated that. Now, again, I'm not sure what it does to help the couples, but here we are. In the next scene, they get in the car and they're going home. So in one car is Clevassier, his lies, Tatiana, her veganism, and Brandon and Kiki in one car. So they're sitting there and they're talking. And Brandon is talking about how she lacks affection. So Kiki told him it was because she didn't grow up in an affectionate household. But truth be told, I feel like it's because she still hung up on that ex. Now, maybe that's just me. I don't think it has anything to do with anything else. I think she just still likes her ex, period, point blank. And really and truly, Kiki gets on my nerves. Girl, just end it already. Because I feel like he does not deserve this. You don't like him. People tried to make it seem like he was feeling a way about Kiki and her drinking because he didn't like her. But it's the exact opposite. She does not like this man. She doesn't see him in a romantic way. I think she likes him to be cool with him, but she does not see him in a romantic way. Meanwhile, Clevassier and Tatiana all over each other. Okay? Him and all his lies hanging all over her. I'm like, oh, that is just so crazy because Clevassier is a grade A liar. And I get pissed every time I see her kiss him, touch him, hug him, knowing that he has this secret. So they all get back to the house. Back at the house, Kiki is telling Brandon that she needs to find a way to tell him when she's feeling overwhelmed because when he chose them to go first, she didn't really want to do that. And, you know, he felt like, oh, look at me. And she didn't really like that. Now, I feel like everything is an issue for her because who can keep trying and getting nothing out of you? Everything he does is a problem. Just everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand her insecurities are peeking through. I get it. But my goodness. Okay. So then he's like, well, you know what? To end this conversation, I want to do this. Now, he tried to kiss her and he got curved. I said, oh, no, honey. I would have ended it right there. Girl, go ahead on, child. You and your thumb sucking. Inside the house, Cinco tells them that they're going to play a game. Now, everybody's around the table because they've just gotten done eating. And I was like, ooh, a messy game. Baby, I love it. So they're going to play a game of questions. He has a list of questions. They listen to it. And then they write down the couple that comes to mind. So the first question is, which couple will make it to the end? Cinco and Jay won that round. And I have to agree. I think they're about the only couple that actually really likes each other. And that's the most normal couple in the house. And to think that I thought differently on that first episode, honey, I guess you can't judge a man by his cover when he comes in the house with the rest of the women, child. Because I definitely thought that they weren't going to make it. My bad, child. My bad. My bad. Y'all doing good. Second question. Which couple is in need of the intimacy suite? Now, everybody's writing down Alexis and Chris. Child, ain't nothing going on over there but the rent. Now, they won that round, but truth be told, Alexis is in need of some got to be so that we can stop sliding back like that. That's what she in need of. Not no damn intimacy suite. Number three. Which couple is the least compatible. Kiki and Brandon. Now, some people chose someone else, but that should have been unanimous because they are not compatible at all. Number 4, which couple is the most dramatic? Kiki and Brandon won that round as well. Number 5, which couple has the most secrets? Now, I just knew that nobody else knew about Clavasier's secret. So I'm thinking that they're going to write down Jared and Charlie. Baby, why Brandon held up high Clavasier and Tatiana? So Tatiana looking around just a smiling like, what y'all mean? Baby, she's so in the damn dark. So she looking all crazy. So here go Charlie. She gets in a confessional talking about everybody knows about the secret that Clavasier has a child, but Tatiana. And we have to keep it a secret, which is weird. And see, this right here is why I side-eye everybody. Okay, you got to show me that you can be trusted because not y'all sitting up here watching her be lied to. Baby, let's ramp this thing up. Pull her to the side and say, girl, you might want to have a conversation with Clavasier because something is not right. And I don't want to say I know something, but I kind of know something. And I don't want you to get hurt. Everybody just know the secret and ain't saying nothing to her. That is crazy. Now, yeah, I know that's his place to tell her or whatever, but he ain't going to tell her. We're on episode 5. And I know y'all ain't getting but 10 episodes. Anyway, that man just needs to be honest and just tell her that it's not, something that he wanted to hide, which it seems like it is something that he wanted to hide, but he didn't know when would be the right time to tell her. But to have everybody else in the house know and she doesn't know, that's not cool. That is crazy as all get out, actually. That is insane. Over on the other side, Kiki and Brandon go outside. They're eating, they're talking, and she's complaining yet again about everybody knowing that they aren't going to work. And like he said, look, I'm trying everything to make you happy. I don't know what more you want from me. I wish I could insert that Tyrese meme. What do you want from me? Like, girl, what do you want? I feel like she needs to grow up. She's always whining and you're literally putting in zero effort. Plus, you got a secret that you still haven't told him. So I don't want to hear nothing else from you, Kiki. I don't. So they hug it out and then they go and join the group. So Ty pulls Britt to the side and he wants to talk to her. Now, he did apologize and he said that he feels like what he does is never enough. And she said, so you're apologizing for saying it, but not for what you said? Now, me personally, I felt like he pulled her to the side and was blaming her for him being rude to her. But maybe that's just me. Now, he tells her that he doesn't have to apologize or he's not apologizing for not getting her the drink because she wants him to cater to her 24/7. Sir, this is your first time meeting her. If you are more enthralled with everybody around you and this is your first time in close quarters with me, that tells me that you're not that interested in me. So Britt explained to him that she doesn't trust him. She doesn't feel safe with him because he hasn't put in any effort and he's putting her on the back burner. So now he's telling her it's not just him that's wrong. It's both of them. And that he wants a partner. She's like, oh, so you want a partner? She interrupts him and she's like, oh, no, it seems like you just want to clown for the other men. You don't want a partner and you're talking to me and you're being condescending. Yeah, that's a no. So she walks away. Now, this is what I have to say about the two of them. I feel like these two lack communication skills. I get it. I used to speak more than I listened to. And in relationships, that never works out well. It just doesn't. I always would just listen to respond because you're going to hear me out and I'm going to prove that I'm right and you're wrong. That doesn't work. And I'm not sure about the whole not feeling safe. And but I do think that he's showing her that he isn't a man of his word. Now, I don't know if I would go so far as to say I don't feel safe or I don't trust you. But if you're showing me something different than you told me, then I don't know. Now, me personally, I would be more worried about how he spoke to me. And about him calling me, oh, girl, because that's a no-no. That's what would piss me off. So, they can go as well. They can go as well and they can take Kiki and Brandon with them. Because Kiki is still hung up on her ex and she's using Brandon to get over him. And she ain't fooling me. In the next scene, Ty's brother arrives. Now, mind you, Britt said that's how she met Ty. And she's known his brother for 15 years. She calls him Smooth. Now, Britt, I don't know what kind of relationship you had with that brother. And where you met that brother at. But baby, you seem more compatible with that brother in the first 5 minutes of us seeing him and you together than you've seen with Ty this entire 5 episodes. But maybe that's just me. Anywho, Brittany's mom also shows up. Mama looking young though. She was looking young enough to be her sister. She really looks great. I said, baby, that mama knows she look good. But back to you, Britt. How have you been knowing this man's brother for 15 years, but you've never ever met him? Girl gone. So she's telling her mama how Ty has become the house manager instead of her man, and he's always over there with the guys, and he don't give a damn about her. He's telling his brother that he doesn't feel good enough or anything that he does is good enough for Britt. He tells his brother the story of what's been going on, but he put a little extra zhuzh on it. And so, of course, his brother is on his side and her mama is on her side. So his brother told him, you need to tell her, listen, I'm going to need to talk to you a little bit later, but not in the moment. Y'all should have talked later. So his brother wants to know if he wants to call it quits, and he does not. He's like, nah, I'm going to finish what I started. Now, me personally, I do not think it's because he cares about Britt at all. I think it's because he wants to continue to hang out. And he ain't fooling me. So you just want to be on TV. And that's just that on that. So they all come together, right? The mama, the brother, the sister, everybody together. The mama, Smooth, Ty, and Britt. She introduces him to her mom. So her mom sits down and she's like, I need to ask you a question. I want to know, why haven't you given her all your attention? He said, I just feel a lot of pressure to outdo myself each time. So, I have plateaued a little bit. I can't do it every day. Y'all have been in the house together for 1 week. And how I know it's been 1 week is because at the improv class, Taronda said, you all have made it 1 week. Sir, you cannot give her attention for a week? Oh, hell no. Child, absolutely not. Now, according to Britt, you haven't given her attention no day. So how you going to plateau on something you ain't been doing? That's giving an excuse for me. Now her mom said, well, why you can't do it every day? You doing everything for everybody else. You doing it for all of them. So she started saying, my husband impresses me every day. Now I have to say this about the mom. I hear you, but that's not exactly the way to approach the situation. I feel like she could have come in a little bit differently. And I see where Britt gets her snappiness from. I just feel like it could have been handled a little bit differently. So then Ty told her that he doesn't mind bringing her a drink. That's no issue. He will do whatever it is that he needs to do for her. And her mom did tell her that she needs to be more patient because that was one of the things he said. He said, I'm going to do it. She just has to be patient. So she said she feels like she's at the bottom of his priority list, but I'm going to let it go. I just want to figure out if we're going to be able to continue. And if we're going to continue, then she said she was going to try her best not to be so cold to him. So then he says he's going to be more present and he's going to put her first. Moving forward. I mean, that's good. I feel like that was good that they were able to talk it out. They go sit down on the couch. Ty's rubbing her feet now and making her some drinks. She's asking him these questions. And she asked him something about what seems unfamiliar to him about her. And he said her son. And she told him that she's never loved anyone as much as she loved her son. And she needs him to know how much her son means to her. So the next question was directed to him. Was directed to her. I'm sorry. What was her first impression of him? And she said she thought he was crazy. Not as in, straight jacket, but as in crazy. I mean, I guess her love language is acts of service and his may be words of affirmation. So once they learn that, as cliche as it sounds, maybe they'll be able to be all right. I feel like that's all they needed was a little push, but I still don't see it working though. Over on the other side outside, Brandon and Kiki are talking again. What are we talking about now? So he's telling her, even though she thinks that they had a bad day, he doesn't think that it was bad. She's like, okay, I'm finna go lay down. Baby. Baby. Kiki gonna lay down somewhere if she don't do nothing else. Ma'am, please. You have got to shoot this show. She really does think that this is a vacation. She is so immature to me, and it's annoying. You know how some people have those traits where it just seems like, okay, you need to grow up a little bit. She just seems so immature, like a baby. And I do not like that. Girl, what you mean? You finna go lay down somewhere? So in the confessional, production said, are you still in love with your ex? Huh? What you mean? Why you? I don't want to talk about him. The answer is yes. Okay. The answer is yes. And Kiki, you need to stop wasting all of our time and stop wasting Brandon's time and say he's just a friend because he's just your friend. And that's just that on that. And that was the end of the episode. Listen, none of these people are going to make it outside of Cinco and Jay. That's about all I can see. Jared and Charlie, and child, anyway. Ty and Britt, and child, anyway. Chris and Alexis, child gone. Kiki and Brandon, BFFs, okay? BFFs. And that's just that on that. Y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.